Hello and welcome to the Magic the Blabbering podcast. I'm your host, Nick, with Josh.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, and today we're going to be going over all things MagicCon Chicago, uh, Dragonstorm, Tarkir, and Final Fantasy.
Yeah,
Josh, you went to the convention. What do
I
you want to
did.
tell us about your great experience over there?
Yeah, I lost my voice and just got back last night, fairly late. We drove, so it was like an 8-hour drive. So we left Wednesday at like around 4 o'clock, got there around midnight, um, checked into our hotel, which was not great. So if you ever go to MagicCon Chicago and you want to stay at the Chicago South Loop Hotel, just don't. It's close to the con, but like when I booked it, like it took me to like the Marriott website or the Hilton website. I don't remember what it was, but I think they must have just like recently sold it or something because it's yeah,
Oh,
it was pretty bad. So not
oof,
happy with that. Like when we got there, like literally our room was 95 degrees. I'm not
oof.
kidding you. It was like 6 degrees outside. We opened the windows. I slept with the windows open the entire weekend.
Oh my gosh, they're just
Yeah,
cooking you.
I couldn't sleep the first night. We had the air conditioner on, everything. Like, yeah, it was absolutely crazy. But other than that, the weekend was perfect. I couldn't ask for anything better. Thursday, we slept in a little bit and then went to MagicCon. We had the Black Lotus package. So we basically had like a full day of programming on Thursday. So we went over there about noon, picked up all our stuff. They give you packs to build a deck for the weekend. It's like a progressive event. So you get some packs to start with, and then every day you get a pack to add to your deck and build your deck up and then play with, the other people in the lounge and stuff. So we built our decks. We played a few games, met some people. It was pretty cool. They had the design what was it? Design a unknown plane for one of the unknown plane chase events. And
Oh,
yeah, we built Lorwyn, and it's a specific spot on Lorwyn called Bagel Valley. It has to do with everything counters, so that's hence the name Bagel Valley.
okay.
I think that's going to be released in Vegas. I'm not going to tell you guys exactly what it does, so I'm not going to spoil the surprise for you. But we did that. That was a few hours. They had like some food and a couple drinks for us there, and then we went back to the hotel and then went over to this place called Reggie's, which is a bar. They have a couple stages there, and they did a kind of a Tarkir preview panel just for us. So
Oh,
yeah, like Aaron Forsyth, Gavin, Matt Tabak, a lot of the Magic, you know, people that make the cards, the design team and stuff were there, and yeah, we got the Narset spoiled to us that night. And then we got a print of the art from that, a small print of the Narset art, and then we got pens of each of the five dragons that they're
oh.
having in the set. So yeah, we got little pins of each dragon. It's pretty cool. And yeah, so that was the first day. That was Thursday. So we got basically a whole extra day of the con to do the Black Lotus stuff. So that's pretty
And in
fun.
your panel, I assume they didn't send you any cards that weren't already going to be spoiled, or they just showed you a lot of cool arts from Dragonstorm.
They showed us a ton of art. Yeah, a ton of art.
Okay.
But the only card they spoiled was Narset. But yeah,
Did
a
they
ton of.
start off by like turn your phones off? Like you're not a.
No, no, we didn't have to
No,
like
really.
no, no, because I mean, I took a picture and sent you that night.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't like a big secret. I think they kind of wanted us to spoil some stuff for everyone. So yeah, it was kind of
Okay.
cool.
Cool.
The pins were super sweet. We got that art print, which I'll probably hang up here somewhere. And yeah, so that was Thursday. Then Friday we woke up. Thursday we met uh, from Instagram, Unseen of MTG. We met her and Wayne MTG, who is from the UK. He was actually staying at the same hotel as us, and so we gave him a ride over to the convention every morning.
Oh,
Pretty cool,
nice.
pretty cool dude, yeah. And then yeah, so Friday we got up, took, went over to the convention, and I met my producer over there. We were filming a lot of content over the weekend, so yeah, his name's Rusty Gates. He has a production company, Rusty Gates Media. Met him in Las Vegas at a party. Him and my wife played like a 3 hour Shelob versus Shelob commander game. And yeah, yeah. Well, I was outside playing. Like I kept checking, like, "Hey, are you okay?" They're like, "Yeah, we're still playing." I was like, "Okay." Gave him a ride back to his hotel, and we just kind of like became friends after that. We've been talking online and stuff, and he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna be in Chicago. I've got a weekend badge. I want to work with you." and try to flesh out the set symbol challenge game and stuff. So we had a Zoom call last week, talked about some stuff that we wanted to film. I've got a few ideas of videos that I want to film about MagicCon, and like he shot stuff for me all weekend,
Oh,
and
nice.
yeah, it was super great to have him there. I love Rusty so much. Just the nicest. Like it should be illegal to be like as charismatic and nice as he is. Like if there's anybody out there that's looking for somebody to produce their content, be it Magic or otherwise, but just know that like he plays Magic. He loves Magic. He knows what people are looking for. So if you need content ideas, video production, reach out to him. I highly recommend him. Super cool dude. We like I said, we shot uh, content all weekend. He had some ideas for my game, and he is an extrovert, whereas I am not. So he would go up to people and ask them if they wanted to play. So I had a time slot on Saturday, like officially to do my game, the Set Symbol Challenge in the creators area. But Friday we just kind of went out in the crowd and just impromptu did play the game with a bunch of other creators and people that were hanging out in that area. So that was super cool. Um, Played some pinball on Friday. They had
Yeah.
the Dungeons and Dragons pinball there. So I came in second on the leaderboard, only to the Stern employee that came in and set the machine up. So yeah,
Boo.
yeah,
Boo.
it
Why
was.
would he do that to
I
you?
know, I know,
Like
but
it should have been me, not him.
yeah, there wasn't any prizes or anything. I got a cool little like challenge coin from one of the guys that was working there. So yeah, it was a fun time. The Dungeon Dragon machine is super awesome. Um, I work at a pinball place on Thursdays, running the tournaments and stuff, and we are getting ours in this week, I'm told. So I'm going to hopefully go shoot an unboxing video, have that up on
Oh,
YouTube,
nice.
yeah, here soon, and yeah, so looking forward to that. I don't know if I actually even got any actual Magic games in on Friday. I
Oh,
think,
okay. I was
I
like,
think,
whoa.
yeah, I think we did some games, maybe like one or two games in the lounge. Um, oh no, I take that back. Friday we did. They had drafts, so we could draft. It was a pack of Kaladesh, it was a pack of Amonkhet, and a pack of Aether Drift. And so we did
Oh,
that.
wow.
Yeah, so we did that two of those drafts on Friday. So yeah, that was the Magic that I played on Friday. Um, and then yeah, it was most of the day was spent running around shooting content, playing this symbol challenge with some folks, and just kind of exploring the con. Getting familiar with where everything was. Yeah, that was pretty much Friday. We got home. Oh, we went down and got our stuff, our cards for the Commander Cocktails event, and we built our decks. Friday, I ended up running Zahur, the new Orzhov guy from Aether Drift. So
Oh, yeah.
he's pretty fun. I built kind of a reanimator deck. I picked up a reassembling skeleton, so like you can just sack the skeleton to
Yep.
Zahur, make a 2/2 zombie, bringing the skeleton back to the battlefield, rinse, repeat. Once
Hmm.
per turn, obviously, because that's what it says on Zahur. But
But on each
um,
player's turn if you're playing
yeah,
Commander,
exactly. Yeah, on each player's turn. So yeah,
or even each player's
um,
turn when you're 1v1. So,
yeah. My wife ended up making Zakama, Zakama.
oh,
Yeah.
the
So
three-headed dinosaur from the
yeah,
OG.
yeah,
Oh, gosh.
the nine mana cost dinosaur.
The
So
total game ender. That card is awesome to play with.
yeah,
You just
yeah,
slam it. You're like, untap, destroy everything. It's
yeah.
like,
So that
game will start once this is dead.
like normally in the past, and for the commanders and cocktails, we got like cards from like Lord of the Rings and Forgotten Realms. What was the other one? Baldur's Gate. Those
Hmm.
like those commander legends. Um, so we'd have a good variety of commanders, but this time the only really commander sets we got from was like I think we got 3 packs of commander masters. Everything was just regular sets, so it felt like there wasn't a lot to choose from as far as commander goes. Like I only opened one
Sounds like it
three.
felt more like Brawl, right? You
Yeah,
remember Brawl?
well, I only opened one 3-color commander, and that was
Oh,
the whatever the teamer one from Owls of Thunder Junction.
oh, okay.
I forget his
Yeah,
name.
Riku,
Raikou.
Riku.
Yeah.
Riku.
And I didn't want to play teamer, but I wanted to play 3 colors. So I ended up going Orzhov, and yeah. So that's the only
The exact
criticism.
opposite colors of that.
Yeah, that's the only criticism I have for that event this year is the lack of the packs that have a lot of legends in them. I would have liked to seen maybe some more Commander Masters packs or Commander Legends packs in that regard to give us a little more variety because it felt a little lacking. But
Yeah.
the event's super fun. So that was our Friday. We built those
Were
decks.
they 100 card decks that you were building?
Yeah, 100 card
Yeah.
singleton decks. So
I feel
um,
like if they gave you more of the newer sets, but cut the deck size down to like, 50 or 40, maybe you could have like a better experience, because I think it would be cool to, you know, because when Brawl was out, I really liked that. Like all my cards were like themed to the set. It was like, oh, I have the Depala, like white red vehicle
yeah,
commander, and then like all my cards are vehicles and like cool stuff like that. So I like that concept. But if we're gonna stick
yeah.
with 100 card, you really need those bigger sets to fill in those gaps
Yeah,
to make
and
your
they do
deck feel
have
anything.
different, like they have the Commander Boxing League, which is um, I think you just get like a box of cards from a single set and
Okay,
make a deck that
that
way.
that's more for that. Yeah.
Yeah, but regardless, it was a great time. Got to talk to Brian David Marshall, a little bit on Saturday during our event.
The
So
Pro Tour historian.
yeah, yeah. That was pretty much just Friday, just the draft, Kaladesh draft, um, doing the building our decks for Commander cocktails. We got home at like or back to the hotel like midnight on Friday, and then Saturday woke up super early because my event was at 10:30 and con opens at 10. Luckily, we had the Black Lotus, so we were able to get in early. And so I, woke up early, went in, started getting my stuff set up, and yeah, that was the beginning of Saturday. My whole day was like 5, almost 6 hours of running the Set Symbol Challenge in Creator Central, and it didn't feel like it, but my voice was like gone after that. So um, met some super cool people. One of the things I did in Vegas that I didn't do in, or the one of the things that I did in Chicago that I didn't do in Vegas this time was I asked people if they wanted to open their packs on camera that they won, and so we opened a lot of cool stuff. Somebody opened a foil chrome mox out of the pack, and
Oh wow.
yeah, we had a bunch of hits, out of the pack, so that was really fun watching people, open. And one of the guys said, "Yeah, I want to open." Yeah, because I'd ask people, "Hey, what are you looking for out of this set?" And I think it was one of the in Astronomy Basher packs. He was like, "Yeah, I want to open. I think Gitrog Monster maybe is what it was." And sure enough, he opened it right there. It was really cool to see. So yeah, it was
Nice.
super fun doing that. I've got a bunch of ideas of things that I want to change for Vegas because I do plan on doing it again in Vegas. Hopefully, Wizards will invite me back to do it. Um, I think they will because they had to cap my line because there were so many people waiting to
Oh,
play. Yeah, yeah. So they had to cap my line because there were so many people just waiting to do the Set Symbol Challenge. People come over, they're like, "Oh yeah, this is an event we're looking for." So people were actually like looking forward to it. Got a lot of positive feedback. So yeah, I
did you
was
keep the analytics to see how many? What was the average? Like, did a lot of people win the game, or did a lot of lose?
there was quite a few. Like I would say probably like 90%.
One.
Won.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
that's
So
good.
I mean, you get a pack just for playing. So
Yeah.
as a
So
consolation
there's no,
prize,
it's
but
total win. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I've got them all on video, so I could go back and like I
No,
went through.
we gotta get our analytics.
I went through all my. I had 4 batteries. I went through all the batteries on my camera.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was nuts. So my camera like started like overheating and everything. But yeah, it was a great time doing that. That was Saturday morning. I was done. I think it was like 2. It was probably about. Well, I think the next somebody needed the table at 3, and so we had to basically like stop because somebody else needed that space. I was supposed to stop at 2, but there were so many people that wanted to play. So
We're
it
like,
was
no
awesome.
thanks.
It was awesome to see the community reaction, the interest in the game. So I'm
Well,
super
that was
stoked.
such a jump up from the last con, right? It was just like, it was like, well, how long did you do it the first time? Like
I think
2 hours maybe?
I did it like 4 hours. I think yeah.
Oh,
Um,
okay. So a
yeah, and
50% increase in that.
that was totally impromptu though. Like
Yeah.
I just went up. It was like Friday when we got there, and I asked, "Hey, can I have some table space to do this and some products for prizes?" And they were like, "Absolutely." And so this time I got the official, like it was on the TV screen there and
Oh, wow.
advertising it and everything. So and I was on the the app and the website. So that's pretty cool. Um, so that was Saturday. Like I said, we got done around 3ish. I think we went and got something to eat. Probably played some pinball. Rusty was there. He got a tattoo. They did tattoos this year at the convention. So
Yeah.
yeah, he went and got a tattoo. I did get
Oh,
a couple
wow.
games in. I think I played it with Alan Mental Misplay. We played a commander game with him. Got called a piece of shit, So I take that as a badge of honor. I'll wear that as a badge of honor. So yeah, that was fun. And then so Saturday night, the convention floor closes at 7, but the play area is open till midnight. So at 7
Yeah.
o'clock, we went downstairs to do our Commander Cocktails event, where they have a bunch of people, down there, BDMs down there, and you can play your games and stuff. So we found a couple guys to play games with. It was a super fun game, super fun game. Like Amanda thought she had it won like twice. I thought that I had it won, or at least I was going to take out two people, and like in one turn, we all just died to one guy.
Oh,
It was nuts. So yeah,
I
it
got it.
was.
No, you got it. No, I got it. He got it. What?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was really fun. So yeah, we did that. We were there for quite a while, but we left. Finally, got dinner probably like I don't know 9 or 10 o'clock at night. Went back to the hotel to recharge, get ready for the next day. So yeah, so then Sunday we went to the con early, got in. We kind of Sunday morning we went over to the pinball machines before everybody got there, so we could kind of play for maybe an hour before the regular crowd got in, and so we were over there for quite a while. That's when I, you know, um, set the high score, second place high score,
Yeah.
and then so yeah, we got our pinball in, and then we just wanted to play some games the rest of the day, so we got some games in finally.
Yeah.
Um,
Finally, yeah. It was
yeah,
game time. All the
yeah.
work's over. Yep.
And one of the things that I wanted to do going into the weekend was to go around to the vendors and give them the set symbol challenge.
Oh
Because
yeah.
like if you own a card store, you should know your set symbols, right? So
Like a heartbeat. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So we went around to some of the vendors on Sunday and did the set symbol challenge. So out in the crowd again, we hit up Ultra Pro, we hit up Ultimate Guard, Gatherers Tavern, Cool Stuff Inc., Stomping Grounds. Got them to do it, and it was really fun. We changed the rules a little bit for that. We just went to see how many in a row they could get.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, so it was pretty fun. The dude at Ultra Pro was super cool. He has a collection similar to mine. It sounds like he has all his stuff fully organized, like in all the Ultra Pro binders. He's got the fat pat boxes and all that. So yeah, talked to him for a while. We kind of geeked out about each other's collections and everything. It was super cool. Um, so we did that for like an hour and a half, and then yeah, we just pretty much just played Magic the rest of the day. So oh, we did a couple of D&D like one shots. So they had like this area where you could go learn to play D&D. Like I haven't played D&D. Like I played like Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. What is that like second or third edition?
Oh gosh.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean yeah, like 30 years ago, 30 plus
Yep.
years ago now. Um, my wife's
I
never
was calling
played.
diapers.
My wife's never played. She's wanted to. We like went up to the library here locally. They had like a come make your character night there, and so we went up and made our characters. This was last year, I think it was. And so that's as far as we've gotten is making our characters. But you come in, they had pre-made characters, like a pre-made like little. Basically, it was basically just like one monster fight. But they teach you like how to like what dice to roll, how to read your character sheet, all that stuff, which I pretty much knew already. But my wife didn't have that knowledge. And she's like that. I think that was like one of her favorite things over the weekend to do is that. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So I might take on the role of dungeon master here and run some campaigns for her, just so she can kind of get her feet wet and kind of get used to the combat and the dice rolls and all that stuff. So yeah, that was really cool. I loved that they had the Dungeons and Dragons at this con too. It was super fun. There was people playing. They had like people hosting campaigns and Creator Central. They had like I don't know 6 tables set up for people to run adventures there. It was like right here people are playing Dungeons and Dragons. Right here people are playing Magic. It was super super fun. And
Yeah.
yeah, so that
D&D is so cool. It's either for me, it's always like the best thing I'm doing, or like, ooh, I'm not enjoying this. It's like very binary. It's like this is sweet, or I'm like this is a slog. It's
yeah.
never either or. I DM'd one time, and I was like, wow, being the DM is like so different from being a player.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to say I built my campaign based on Magic Dominaria. It was
Okay.
set in Otaria, and the people like were coming to the mainland from like because Otaria is like its own continent in Magic,
Hmm.
um, from everything else. And I'm like, oh, people coming on a boat to Otaria to get away from whatever's going on, and it was amazing. Because
Yeah.
I don't know that much about D&D, so my players were like schooling me, and I'm like, it was amazing. Like they were stacking elephants, like I summoned a giant god monster to scare them, and then they read its mind. I was like, what is It was great. And then I summoned a horde of zombies, and the cleric was like, they're all dead. I was like, okay. So that was a great time. But yeah, so
Yeah,
I
they
definitely want to finish that campaign. It's good.
yeah, they have some pre-made adventures that take place on like Ravnica and stuff. Like
Yeah.
they do cross
And
over.
Theros.
Yeah, they cross over Magic and D&D with some of their campaigns and stuff. The like you can get the like it's a full box just of like one campaign. You can you buy the box and you can run a whole thing. So
Yeah, and
yeah.
there's a special die inside of the Ravnica one because I saw it online. I was like,
Oh
what?
yeah.
Yeah, it says its own special, like I think it's like a guild die or something
Oh
inside of it.
okay. Okay.
Yeah, I was looking at it, I couldn't find it very easily, but I was like, oh, what in the world? You should look it up. It's pretty cool.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah. We got a cool D20 with the Dungeons and Dragons dragon symbol on it. I think for the 20 or the one I don't remember which. So
mhm.
those are cool. But yeah, got tons of swag. There. I got the Chrome Mox playmat from Ultimate Guard. I got the Chandra um, Akira slide playmat, the foil one from Ultra Pro. Yeah, they had the Lightning Bolt. That the new art, the promo art for Lightning Bolt. They had
Yes.
that mat, and it was all the Lightning Bolt red was foil. I didn't really care for
Ooh.
it, so I didn't end up buying one of those. But yeah, it was cool. So that was Sunday. Like the con closed at 6 on Sunday. We got lots of games in on Sunday. It was really fun. And then we went out to dinner with Rusty. Took him out to dinner. Got some pizza, deep dish pizza downtown Chicago. Paid
Mm.
40 bucks to park to eat dinner, but
What?
yeah,
Jeez.
yeah.
That was
Um,
your pizza. It's parked and ate a pizza. Yeah, damn.
yeah.
That's
So
frustrating.
it was really cool to get time with him outside of the con and just talk about life and um, you know uh, you know build that friendship together. And then we went back actually to the con. Well, there's a hotel attached to the convention center. So
Mhm.
and they had a huge lobby con Sunday after the convention. So that was awesome. I got a bunch of lands signed over the weekend
Oh yeah.
from my binder. Yeah. And then I got quite a few more on Sunday at LobbyCon signed.
I heard
Um,
about your I heard about your one of the people getting it to sign yours over the weekend.
oh
One
yeah,
of
who
our
was it?
local guys, Adam.
Oh, Adam. Yeah, Adam Boyd was there.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah, for
I.
some reason our old store owner was like waxing poetic about some old stuff, and he like shared his old playmat, and then some of our cards that we used to have at our old game store, our local game store, Winmore Games.
Uh huh.
We used to, whenever somebody won a draft or a tournament, you would sign a card from your deck or whatever and put it on the wall
Hmm.
with your name and date. We had a guy who put his initials all in big letters, and apparently in our chat he goes, "I haven't put that signature in a while, but I finally did this weekend again." And
Yeah,
then I was like thinking to myself, I'm like, is he talking about Josh?
yeah.
Lo and behold, it was.
Yeah, it was crazy. He came up. It was Friday. He came up, and I was like, "Oh man, I didn't know you were going to be here." And apparently, there was a couple other players, or at least one other player that was qualified for the PT, and then a few other players that we had played Magic with back in the day,
Yeah.
there too. I didn't get to see them. I didn't get to see Adam, and yeah, he signed. He
Sign an
like
island or no?
he he like subliminally inspired this like me getting land signed somehow, because he has this project also where he's getting land signed by people that he's played Magic with.
Oh yeah,
And
he had me sign one like forever ago. I
yeah,
forgot.
yeah, so he
Oh
likes
yeah.
he likes all the unglued lands. So I signed one of those for him. He signed one of my I think he signed one of my unglued lands. He's like, "What do you want me to write on here?" Like he wrote his signature. I was like, "You can write it, whatever you want on there." I have people, draw pictures and stuff. But he showed it to me. I go, "That doesn't look like your signature." Like I was expecting a big AFB on the card, and yeah, I got he's like, "Oh man, I haven't done that in a long time, but yeah, I kind of need to do that, don't I?" I was like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
I look through my binder
Definitely.
and see a big AFB and know whose signature that is." So yeah, it was
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, saw him on Friday, um, and signed lands. Finally, I hadn't seen him in quite a few years, so it was awesome to catch up with him and trade our lands and everything. And it's kind of funny that it had to happen in Chicago, like we live here, in the same town. And but yeah. So that was
Yeah.
fun. That was Friday.
Some
Um,
fun backstory, not that necessarily anyone cares, but I just want to wax a little poetic. Adam used to be like one of our local, like, I mean, he's still a great player to this day, but he was always like a local end boss,
yeah.
and he's very opposite to me. I like to show up to the tournament like, like I just got up, I just showed up to be here, I barely have my shit together, and I'm ready to throw down some cardboard. That's why I like drafting. This guy always came prompt, prepared, and plenty of times would routinely beat my ass. But every once in a while, it was the other way around. So, but it was
Yeah,
just, it's like thoughtful planning and meticulous thing. And then me, full on chaotic energy, but a lot of talent. Just, it's always
yeah. I
funny.
think he said he's qualified for Pro Tour. I think 8 times, something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
he's a
yeah,
good player.
yeah. He gave my kids a few boxes of cards back in the day, a few boxes of like lore win and stuff. So
Cool.
yeah, yeah. That was fun. Getting running into him at MagicCon. But yeah, so Sunday LobbyCon, I got a bunch of signatures. Kuro Hitsuki was there. Like a lot of the content creators were there. Talia Vest was there. Signed. They both signed some lands and stuff. And then we did a. I don't know if you've seen or heard of Mox Cube online, but he has what's called a Wizard's Tower. Right, it's 300 cards, and you have a set of 7 cards on the table. So what you do is it's a multiplayer game. We have 5 players. He said that's optimal. Um, but you draft a card out of the 7 that are face up, and then you draw a card each turn, right? And and the reason he calls it a Mox Cube because it has all the Moxes in it, right? And these aren't proxies. These are like this. This tower has got to be for sure double digit thousands of dollars, right? It's got all the Moxes in it. Every card is foil. Every card that like has an alternate art, it's
Is
a foil alternate art. Like yeah, it's a secret layer card. It's
are the Moxes
um
like the Moxes and stuff like that?
what's that? Are the Moxes
Or
what?
are they like alpha or beta, like black border Moxes and stuff?
I don't remember if I saw any black border
Okay. I
Moxes.
was just curious if
Yeah,
you
for
had like
sure.
maximum pimp.
No, for sure there was. I had an unlimited. Um, what's the green one?
Emerald.
Mox Emerald. I had an unlimited Mox Emerald in my hand at one point. My wife had 3 Moxes in front of her at one point. She had a Mox Ruby.
Pretty
Um,
good. Jet,
no, she had
Sapphire,
Chrome
Pearl.
Mox. She had Chrome
Oh,
Mox.
I was
And
thinking of
what?
the good ones.
Yeah, what's the imprint one?
That's Chrome Mox.
Okay, what's the so then it must have been like Diamond, I
Mox
think, right?
Diamond.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, so anyways, but also in our pod of 5, so it was me, my wife Rusty, and Sam who owns the tower. Also is the guy that opened the One Ring. We were playing with
Oh,
him. Yeah, so his name's Brooke.
whoa.
Super cool dude. Yeah, and
I'd be a super cool dude if I won $2 million.
yeah, so we were playing with him, and Sam, the guy that owns the tower, he won. He killed everybody in the same turn. He said he's never done that before. There was they kept trading Ragavan back and forth to each other, and I think at one point one of them had like 84 treasure tokens in front of him because they were he was able to copy triggers and stuff. So like
Oh,
we one person would get 24 treasure tokens and then he copy, and so when that resolved they would get 48 treasure tokens and or whatever you know
oh my God.
yeah, it was nuts. It was nuts. But it was super fun. We played for, I mean, gosh, the game probably took hour and a half at least. But it was super fun. Awesome way to play. He said, I asked him like where you got this idea from. He said it was in one of the instructions, like one of the player's guides from the one of the old fat packs. But he didn't
Oh,
remember.
really?
Yeah, he didn't remember which one. So I've got a stack of books back here of the player's guides from all these fat packs behind me. I'm gonna go through and look and see if I can find
See
it.
if you can build a
Um,
wizard's tower.
yeah, yeah. So it was pretty cool. It was a fun way to play. Unfortunately, that's the only MagicCon he said he's going to be able to make this year. But I'm glad he let us play. Yeah, it was fun.
Gave you a
It
very
was
novel experience there.
yeah, yeah, it was cool. At the time, me and my wife didn't know that was the guy that opened the One Ring. We were just playing, and like after he left, Rusty was like, "Yeah, that's the guy that opened the One Ring." And my wife's like, "Why didn't you tell us that before we sat down? Like, I would have, I wanted him to sign one of Josh's lands, for his binder and stuff." And um, yeah, it was funny. So, but yeah, he was
What?
he, yeah, he was a nice guy. It was fun. So that I mean, that's pretty much my weekend. It was fun filled, jam packed. Um, yeah, we got to see the Dragonstorm previews, which they had their preview panel. We can talk about that. We did
Yeah.
very briefly. We did get Avatar confirmed over the weekend.
Yep.
So
And Avatar. Yep. It's
yeah,
coming.
so
The
Avatar
four
is
elements.
Avatar's the last Universes Beyond set this year. They did confirm that. So I think we know all the sets, unless they pull a surprise on us. We know all the sets that are going to be released this year.
Oh, you know them and surprises. They are. We're not done yet. We're gonna
Yeah.
get our holiday box of Final Fantasy, right? But first, let's flash back, flash forward. Want to talk a little bit about Tarkir?
Yeah. Yeah.
Josh, did they kind of talk about the spoiler, the setting? What's going on Tarkir? Are we getting spirit dragons that aren't Ugin? What's
So
happening? Do
so
you
what
know?
happened is, let me try to get the story straight here. I
So
don't remember what happened.
I can tell the original story.
Okay,
So the
okay.
original Tarkir, original setting where Sarkon, the character we know, is
Hmm.
born, is in. Oh, so it's been kind of retcon. So at some point, Ugin was like the soul of the world. They eventually in core set like 20,
21.
one of the core set
Hmm.
21, core set 21, they do the Elder Dragons again, and they show Nicol Bolas's twin brother is Ugin. That's kind of retcon some of the story for Tarkir. Um, but eventually, Tarkir gets imbued with Ugin's spirit or whatever, and the Dragon Tempest happened somewhere in the past, something to do around mending, post mending, whatever. Probably pre mending, I would imagine, because Nicol Bolas is that old. Flash forward, Ugin gets into a fight with Nicol Bolas sometime in the past. Nicol Bolas kills him. Dragon Tempest go away. All the dragons get killed by all the Khans. We come to the present where we know where Khans of Tarkir's settings originally at, where Sarkon is born. Um, all the Khans, the DC, all of them, the Jeskai, the Abzan, all those places we know are coming to being, and it's a world post dragons, only Khans. And then Sarkon gets his spark at some point. He works for Nicol Bolas. He goes to, I believe his first planeswalk is to Jund, the Shard's plane of
Uh-huh.
dragons, or heavily dragoned. He ends up working for Nicol Bolas. You can go look through the cards of Sarkon and kind of see this journey. And then in Favor Forge, Sarkon goes to the past. He goes to Ugin's dead body after Nicol Bolas kills him in the card Crux of Fate. If you ever go look at that card, that's kind
Hmm.
of where it's depicted. He does something like drops a Hadron on him, and then Ugin starts rebuilding himself. We come to the alternate past present, I guess.
Yeah.
The part in the past where the dragons were supposed to fall, Tassiger betrays, I believe it's like Tassiger and some of the other Khans. Like there's a whole thing that goes down. They're supposed to betray him. They don't, or gets thwarted by Sarkon. So then you get Dragons of Tarkir, where the Dragon Lords rule, and instead of having Abzan, whatever, it's the Dramoka, the Kolagon,
Yes.
etc. clans, and everyone's ruled by the dragons. Instead, the Dragon Tempests never go out. And it looks like the part that I don't understand now is that the clans are back, so the clan names are back, but the dragons are gone, and that all
Yeah,
takes place
so
like 5,000 years in the past, and then that also makes Sarkon like a. I remember they called him a curiosity. That's where he gets blue mana because he like exists in his timeline. He's not born in in the errata
right, yeah.
timeline. He was never born, so he just exists.
Yeah.
And then now Tarkir Dragonstorm happens, and you fill me in.
So what happened, from, if I recall correctly, what happened is, since there were so many dragons taking over the plane of Tarkir, it basically like ravaged the whole plane, and so then the Khans started like growing. So basically, it kind of like reversed what Sarkhan had done in the past. So now the Khans are growing more powerful, and the dragons, there's like dragon storms like across the plane of Tarkir, and they somehow, there's 5 new dragons, and they're all the wedge colors of the Khans, and so I think that's where we're at. Sarkon's still there now, but yeah, that's the
Okay.
story. The story, as far as I know right now, that's what has happened. So we do
Okay.
have
So
we have
maybe in the modern world, there's dragons, but they're kind of fighting just for survival. And I
each
see some of the
other.
dragons are spirits and stuff. So
Yeah,
okay,
like so they like, I, I want to say like they build like the Khans like built the dragons out of the bones and spirits of their ancestors or something. I don't. It's
oh,
yeah, it's a weird story. But
so we'll get into that lore a little later. I'm definitely curious because I
so
want
the,
to
the
know
the bottom line is
what's
we're
going on.
the bottom line is we're getting 5 new dragons of the
Okay,
wedge colors, and we're getting 5 commander decks with those dragons and a con leader in each of the sets, or each of the pre-con decks. Um,
okay,
but we're getting 2 different versions of each dragon. So we're going to have a dragon in the main set, and then you also have that same dragon with a different card in each pre-con.
cool.
So yeah.
So lots of dragons, lots of cons. So we're getting the best of both Tarkirs.
Yeah,
Okay, sounds pretty cool.
and we're getting
We
some
had
cool, super cool treatment too. They showed at their preview panel. We're getting, so they had the one Ugin card, um, from Fate Reforged got a special printing and a special frame. It was called like the Spirit frame or something, I think. We're getting
Yeah.
that. We're getting that back. We're getting that for Dragonstorm, and we're getting a special foil. And these cards look so crazy good. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
isn't
so
it him and Sarkon have an art like that?
so Sarkon has an art like that. Yeah, Sarkon has his regular art, and then he has the spirit art. And in the regular art, you can see some sort like on his weapon. There's like a couple dragons swirling his weapon, but in the spirit art is it's the same art, but it has like a giant like blue dragon spirit around him. And then of course the foil is that same art, but it has like it's not the fractured foil frame, but it's a different. It's a super cool looking foil frame. They look absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, I'm
The
looking at it
spirit
right
cards,
now.
yeah. I'll put some on
Looks
the
wild.
screen, but they look amazing. So we've got Starcon, we've got Narset spoiled. So
Mhm.
Narset was the card that they spoiled to us Thursday night at the bar before con. We got to see that the Narset. I'm trying to think of who else is the baby siege rhino, the skirmish
Yep.
rhino, I think it is.
Yep.
Yeah, so we got skirmish rhino. I think it's three Abzan,
Absolutely.
and then it's two and
It's a
two.
3/4. Yes, yeah, it's a white, black, and green for a 3/4 rhino that has trample. And when this creature enters, each opponent loses 2 life, and you gain 2 life.
Yeah, so kind of
And it's a mad looking little rhino.
they're doing kind of callbacks from some of the creatures and stuff from the original Tarkir, but
Yeah, when my friends saw this, they go, because there was a deck Saffron Olive did from MTG Goldfish that was like 16
uh
rhinos or something like that, and it was like 4 siege rhinos and like a bunch of clones.
yeah.
Now they're like 32 rhinos because I got this. So I love that.
Yeah,
I don't know how good this card is. Is this card like insane? It's an uncommon. Maybe it sucks in modern Magic standards, but it looks sweet. I don't know.
yeah,
But it turns you off a bird. But I like it. I like it a lot.
yeah. So
Uh,
another thing with this set too is the pre-release kits. So the pre-release kits, they're going back to the kind of what they did with the some of the Ravnica sets, where they had you could pick different guilds. It looks like this time you get to pick different
oh, we're
tribes.
doing
So
factions.
yeah, yeah. So there's going to be five different five different pre-release kits that you can pick from when you go to your pre-release, and they've each
I
got
can't wait till everyone min maxes to see which one's the
right.
best
Yeah,
one to get. Again,
yeah,
oh, this one has the most
yeah.
value. This one has the best cards. What's he gonna
Yeah.
do?
Do you want to win or do you want to walk home with value? Yeah.
Yeah. But
So,
if you win, you get more value. But what if you don't win? Yeah.
yeah.
I remember that with when we did Mirrodin Besiege. There was like a whole like metagame. Is it better to be Mirren or is it
Uh
better to
huh.
be
Phyrexian.
Phyrexian? And then people were
Yeah.
like, actually, it's better to be Mirren or whatever. And we're like, why? And it's like, because blah blah. It was fascinating.
Yeah.
So it's fun. That makes more excitement at the pre-release, honestly, when you're all doing like this little mini meta game, and then it really doesn't matter. But
Yeah.
it's just a good time.
This is the
But
same
like
way with.
the people in the know are getting the right one. You know?
Yeah, it was the same way with the I think Return to Ravnica. That you could pick each guild. That whole
Yeah.
block actually they did that. You could pick the different guilds, and so yeah, it'll be fun to have choices when you go to a pre-release. You can pick your favorite your favorite wedge. What's your favorite wedge, Nick?
Uh, Dang, hit me on the spot. I think my favorite wedge is I really don't know.
It's a
I don't
tough
think I
choice.
have a single wedge. Yeah,
I
I'm like,
love
do I have a
I
wedge deck? Hold on.
I love all the wedge colors. I really don't like red, white, and blue, but all the rest of them I love.
I'm more of a Shards fan, but
Yeah, I'm more of a
uh,
wedge. I'm more of a wedge fan, really. Yeah,
you are?
I love Abzan. I love Mardu. I love Teamer. No, not Teamer.
Yeah,
What's blue, black, green?
Sol
Sultai.
Sultai.
Yeah, so Mardu, Sultai, Abzan. Those are my three favorites. I
What's the
think.
white? So it's white is Abzan. I don't know. They're kind of technically color coded. I think actually my favorite is Teamer when I'm playing just random stuff.
Yeah,
Like I used to have a Tappers deck that was Teamer, so I think I played that the most. I had a deck in Ikoria that was Mardu that I really loved. It was Slin, Silvar, and Trin or whatever, the partners. I really liked that.
yeah.
Uh, I always want to play Jeskai colors, but you're either the most broken thing on the planet or like, oh, you're struggling. And I'm always trying to thread that needle
Yeah.
with that. Like, I
So
want to play Optimus Prime, but I just feel like,
I guess I just now thought about this. I like the wedges that don't have blue. Well, no, I take that back because yeah,
you like Sultai.
I like Sultai.
That's
Yeah,
the best combo.
yeah. I
Uh,
like built a Vorosh deck back in the day. That was one of my
Yes,
favorite.
I remember that
Yeah,
deck. Yeah, you were
yeah,
always on Rush all the time.
yeah. And
Yeah,
I
no,
had
I think
I had Doran, so that was Abzan. So and then I
yeah.
had Esper, which was um, Zur. So played
I
against.
played the Mimeoplasm pre-con, so I liked that too.
Yeah, I've been I have Gov here. I've been playing Gov since
Oh
2011.
yeah.
So yeah,
You mean Dave?
Gave is how do you say it? I
No,
always think
no.
oh Jave.
We
People
would do well. Yeah, so it's Gave or Gave. People would say that, and then I just started calling it Dave.
Dave. Yeah.
It's just Dave. All right, we're calling him Dave now. I didn't know that I had that cool art. That's so
Yeah,
cool.
this is a secret layer, and it came with
Oh,
like
I hadn't seen that one.
yeah, it came with like a foil Saproling token and stuff. So yeah,
Oh, nice.
yeah,
Yeah, I
but yeah,
haven't played many of the tribes actually. I've tried on MTG. Oh, I've been building the old cons. Like I played the Teamer one, and I played some of the different ones, the multicolor ability ones for fun, like the Jeskai one that gives double Shu Yun and stuff like that. I've been goofing
yeah,
around with those in MTGO, making bad decks, just seeing if I can win. They all play
yeah,
interesting, so.
yeah,
But yeah, I haven't actually spent a lot. I think I've probably played like you, Sultai, the most. Abzan, I always start to build, and I'm like, this doesn't seem fun. Not because the cards aren't good. It's just like I'm gonna destroy whoever I'm playing against. All your crap's exiled. All my stuff's huge. Get
yeah.
stomped.
There's like I think like probably five instant win combos in here, and so I just have to find my combo pieces and
Yeah.
win.
Yeah, and I think Mardu's more my spirit animal. It's bad for the most part, so I'm like really trying to work it out. Yeah, I enjoyed playing Mardu, but yeah, I feel like I just haven't. And if Teamer also kind of feels a little too unfair when you're doing it, you're just
Yeah,
like, oh man, I'm so far ahead of everybody else. You're just all dead already.
yeah. I can ramp into
Yeah,
all my counter spells.
yeah. It's like here's my big board. You gonna kill it? No, you're not. Thanks.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
untap everything at the beginning of every end step, and then have my counter magic up, and yeah,
Yep. It's just we're done. I mean, you're here, but it's over.
yeah.
Yeah. So
So
no, I'm hoping for some cooler commanders so I can get some variety. The old ones were okay, but not like perfect. I loved the setting. I loved a lot of the cards. I love all the like a lot of the mechanics and stuff of old Tarkir, but I was
have you?
hoping to get some. I played a lot more actually of the Dragon Lords. I played all the Dragon Lords like all
Yeah,
the time,
yeah.
like Silumgar, Dramoka,
Mhm.
Polygon. All of those I played tons. I love
Yeah.
those.
I hope we get
So
some. I hope we get some like 3-color commands. That'd be pretty cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
the commands. Polygon's command is so sweet. I love
Yeah.
playing that card.
Yeah.
Just pop an artifact, get my guy back.
So
Dock a little commander.
we got to
Oh,
talk about this the new mocks that got spoiled.
oh, yep. Mox Jasper.
Yeah.
That's such a goofy name. I don't know anything about rocks. Do you know anything about rocks? Is that like a thing? I don't.
Uh,
I
I
don't
mean,
understand
yeah,
what Jasper has to do with it. But
Jasper is a type of rock. Yes.
yeah,
But
I don't know what that has to do with dragons.
like yeah, my
But
experience with Jasper is like rock collecting in like Boy Scouts when I was 13 or whatever. That's about all that's all I know about Jasper.
Jasper just reminds me of that and my Dutch cousin. Like,
You know what it reminds me of is there's an old dude on The Simpsons with the white beard. His name's Jasper.
oh, there you go. Yeah, it's like a
Yeah.
goofy old timey name. I don't know.
Yeah.
It sounds funny to me. I don't know. There's probably something to it. But yeah, so the new Mox is Mox Jasper for 0, legendary artifact. Tap, add 1 mana of any color. Activate this only if you control a dragon. Ooh,
Yeah.
there's flavor text. Rage, greed, arrogance. People only accuse dragons of what they fear in themselves. Sarkhan.
So this is going to
Um,
be what they call the headliner for the set. So like the Aether Spark was the headliner for Aether Drift. This is the headliner for Dragonstorm, and it is serialized, but the I believe the serialized version is a retro frame, and it's the only card in the set that has the retro frame.
oh,
So
cool. That's sweet
yeah,
looking.
yeah,
It kind of fits that style of some of the old signets and old style signets and stuff they've been doing in talismans.
yeah. Well,
Looks
the
really
the
nice.
artist is Dan Frazier, and he does all the like Mox art.
Oh,
So yeah, yeah,
very nice. Oh, and there's another alternative art with that. I see they've changed the frame from that like proto frame we were getting from um what was that
Brothers
set that's
War.
after that? It's not Brothers War, it's
The Marching Machine after
Epilogue, Martian Machines
well,
Epilogue or Aftermath,
Aftermath. Yeah,
where they did like the Narset and stuff with the old frame and that polygon with the old frame. It looks like they've changed the dragon frame a bit, so it doesn't have that like black and white vibe. So that looks really cool.
yeah.
Um, Not a card that I really know if I wanted to exist, but I assume it's. I
I
don't know.
feel
You're.
I feel like it's pretty fair. It'll be interesting.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to be playing Moxes in standard. So
Yeah. Well, you're gonna go turn well in like Commander is what I'm thinking about. I'm like you're gonna go like turn one your Dragonborn in your Dragon deck,
yeah.
and turn two you're gonna play something. I don't know. I mean, it's pretty locked to something casual, but I can only imagine dragons are gonna be
Well,
cheaper and better as we do more in D&D expansions. So
yeah. I mean, their thought process on it is, dragons are big creatures, and this, kind of helps ramp into those, bigger creatures, so you get to play them more often. I imagine probably for standard, but it's definitely going to have effect on commander as well. So
yeah, I would be fine with the word Mox going the way of the dinosaur and not the way of the dinosaurs going in Magic. Maybe the way of like the Hominid or something, like go away. But I mean, this looks way safer than like even Mox Amber. So
yeah. So
uh,
like, do we get like a box? Are we gonna get? So we're going back to Lorwyn, right? Are we
Mox
gonna?
Kithkin,
Yeah, like, are we gonna get those in the future?
Mox
Uh,
of Kith and Kin. That
so,
would make Kithkin good. You go turn one Kithkin, Mox into another Kithkin. Like, let's go.
but so interesting though. So there's a new mechanic called Behold, right?
Yeah.
Where you can reveal a dragon from your hand, uh, or I guess point to a dragon on the battlefield, um, and you get to do certain things. So that reminds me of the old Lorwyn mechanic. What was it, Champion? Um,
Yeah, that one let you exile a thing, but there was a cycle of cards like Rensren Vanquisher
yeah,
and
that's what I'm
Stormgale
thinking
Adept.
of. Yeah.
They were unnamed. It didn't have a named mechanic, but it basically
Oh,
was
it
like
did.
this card costs less
I
if you
thought it said I
reveal.
thought it said Champion and Elf.
When you champion, that's when they enter and you exile another thing. The one that cared
Is
about
it?
the cost of revealing, yeah, Rensren
Oh,
Vanquisher is like a green and one, but it costs three more to cast unless you reveal an elf when you cast
okay.
it.
So now we have basically a keyword for that.
Yeah.
I think. Do you think we'll see that in Lorwyn? I think, come back.
Uh, I think it's more than likely. That's a great way to make sure you can have rewards for off tribe. Like maybe you're gonna have a Kithkin that beholds a tree folk, and that like makes it so your deck kind of
Oh
can do
yeah.
two tribes
Oh, I kind of like
together.
that
It's
idea actually. Yeah.
yeah, so you because they've been trying to figure out how to do two tribes in one deck, and I think this is a good way of like, hey, I care about dragons, but I'm not a dragon, and it doesn't mess with things like types. Like yeah, Sarkhan would be a weird card to have in standard as a dragon support card and being a dragon when you have a Mox, but since he can be in your dragon deck, get your dragon benefit, but
Right.
like
Yeah.
not make it as linear as like all my cards are the same type, so they
Yeah.
scale
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
exponentially. So I like it.
Yeah.
It's a good mechanic. It seems a little funny. Like I don't think the Sarkhan is pretty good, I think, for standard, but it looks low impact to me for commander. But
Yeah.
it's a cool mechanic. I mean, if it's the only mechanic in Tarkir, I'd be shocked, but I assume it's like going to be a backup mechanic with a bunch of other cool stuff.
So Mark Rosewater did say this is a deciduous mechanic, so it'll show up in other sets.
Oh, okay,
If
then sure. I mean, yeah,
yeah,
behold just might be a cooler word to say than it has a lot of flavor, and
then
it'll be a
reveal,
cooler.
yeah,
Yeah, reveal whatever. Like I'm going to behold this card, or I have this.
yeah,
Actually, it's a little cooler too because it cares about what's in play instead of just what's in your hand,
yeah. That
which
was one of the things he said too. Is because I think he kind of harkened back to Laura when we reveal from your hand, but he also said that they wanted it to be you know what do you call it, relevant in later game or whatever with stuff on the battlefield. So you had more to choose from there.
yeah, they've used this technology a lot actually in the past in between those time frames once they've learned like, oh well, we don't want your dragon payoff to suck if you've played the dragon, but
Yeah,
also. So it's just cool to have a keyword, just cleaning up some old bookends, tying some things together. I'm a fan of it. I think it's cool. It's just like something to make, my card still works in all situations, and it's
right.
something we do. Another piece of shorthand. That's actually something Magic usually does pretty well. Even though sometimes they really fight for a long time to put it like menace or
Yeah,
like whatever that keyword is that keeps appearing that should be a keyword but isn't. It's like can't be blocked by creatures with power two or less. Like that
skulk.
ability. No, not Skulk.
Skulk is one or less, isn't it?
It's Skulks. You can't be blocked by things with like more power than you.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
But there's an ability that's on a ton of green cards, and it's like I can't be blocked by creatures with power two or less.
Yeah.
It's like unchumpable or whatever is what I should say. I don't know. But like that's on a bunch of cards, and I know they've talked about it. They don't have like the right word for
Right.
it.
Yeah.
And it's just for eternity. So I mean, eventually they'll go and fix it. Just kind of like how now they're trying to make every card have that, every enchantment have that Nyx frame. They're like, oh, that's the
Yeah.
thing now.
Yeah.
So they'll do it eventually. But I know they really spend the time to be like, oh, do we want to do this right now? I was like, no. And Skulk's actually funny because they did Skulk because they're like, oh, this is a great idea, whatever. And they're like, oh my gosh, we can't actually make that many cards with Skulk. So that was an instance in where they did it too soon. And they're like, oh, like, I mean, it's a word we used once.
Yeah.
And, kind of like but then there's funny ones like Shroud. Like they made Shroud, it was fine, and then they're like, well, we don't want to use Shroud anymore.
Yeah,
And
they were hexproof. It's
yeah,
better. Yeah.
yeah. So we're in word soup over here. Magic's been getting cleaner though. I mean, some of these cards from Tarkir actually, I was kind of telling you before the show. I like a lot of the cards I'm seeing. They like look kind of fun and casual, but I was hoping because we're coming back to a plane that really was before the like insanity power creep. And I was expecting to see some like spicy stuff, and I'm not saying like Mosh Jasper is pretty spicy, but
Yeah.
a lot of these other cards are kind of soft. And I'm kind of in this eternal struggle of like, do I want busted cards or do I just want busted cards with the flavor that I like, more so?
Yeah.
So far with Tarkir, I haven't seen anything that's really popping off the wall for me to be like, I'm adding this to a deck. Like, oh yeah.
Right,
And not
yeah.
even like the Dragon Lords. I think they spoiled the Abzan Dragon Lord, which is really cool.
Mhm.
It's like +1 counters, reanimate a guy, lifelink. I'm like, that
Yeah.
card's sweet, but just kind of generic, leave powerful. And so I'm waiting for I want some Tarkir that really like gets me going. Like I want one that's like, here's a commander I want to play. Here's like some new thing. Like give me like a
Yeah.
Fallout level like thing. And just so far, I'm like, this isn't what I was looking for yet. Like, come on, like make me
They've got
salivate.
the
Like the
they've got this. What are they called? Sieges. Those
yeah,
enchantments. So there's the enchantments that are two color enchantments, and you like before in one of the con sets, you could pick cons or dragons, and you would get an
yeah,
effect.
and Fate Reforged.
Fate Reforged, okay. And
Yeah,
then, so for Dragonstorm, they have the sieges, and they have they're two colors, and so you can pick the what are they called? The
the
cons,
clan, the clan.
the clan that matches that share those two colors. You can pick one of those clans from the card, and you get a certain effect. So like the one they release is black and white. So you pick Abzan or Mardu because those both share black and white. So you got red, black and white, or green, black and white. And you can pick either one of those, and you get an effect that aligns with that clan. Normally, like if you pick Abzan, you get like +1/+1 counters and stuff. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that one's a flavor slam dunk. I'm a fan of that. I'm looking
and
for more
they
stuff like that.
they have alt arts that look pretty cool on those too. They're like
Oh,
they
the
look
little chessboard.
yeah, they look like the little like miniature models that set up like where you're planning a siege on something or planning a battle or a war or whatever. And you like
Yeah,
move the things around with a little stick and stuff on the board. It looks
yeah,
really
it's like
cool.
a war room
Yeah,
scrimmage table.
yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
super awesome. I didn't see that. That's sick. Yeah, art wise,
Yeah.
visually, I'm loving it. I like to see an Narset that's not busted in half. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this card is busted. It says at the beginning of your end step, you may discard your hand. If you do, draw cards equal to the number of spells you cast this turn. Can't decide if that's busted or not. It seems sweet. Just like, here's all my stuff. New hand. Blurp.
Well, I mean,
I mean,
she's in the storm colors, so
yeah. I don't know. Maybe she is the worthy Jeskai commander for me. I mean, like,
yeah,
that's the issue with Jeskai. You just dump your hand and then you're just like, I'm out. And she's just like, how about a whole new hand?
yeah, yeah,
And there's risk to it. But yeah, no, it's cool. And then I guess the funnier card, I think this card's kind of hilarious. The Storm Scale Scion. Do you see that card?
Oh, I don't
Red,
think
red,
I've seen that
4.
one.
Red 4 for a 4/4 flying dragon. Other dragons you control get +1/+1, and it has Storm.
Oh, spicy.
And
Okay.
it's a creature card with Storm, so you get
Yeah.
physical copies of it. So
Huh.
pretty sweet card. It has a cool alt art that I really am a big fan of.
Yeah. No, I haven't
Um,
seen that one yet. So
yeah, very cool card. I think the other coolest card I've seen is one of the Precon commanders. It's Sultai, and it's almost like the dragon version of Sidisi, where it enters, you like mill. I think it's like enters and attacks. You like mill 3 cards, and then you get a land back, and then if a card leaves your graveyard, you get a zombie. So it's kind of like a reverse Sidisi, but it's also a
yeah,
4/4 fly for 4. So just more of these spirit dragons. I assume like that means all the dragons are dead, or these are the dragons the cons made out of. I don't know. I'm
spirit.
curious about the flavor.
Yeah.
Curious about the flavor, but yeah, that's kind of the commentary on I have, and that I think of all the stuff we know about Tarkir.
So
I'm
far,
looking for
yeah,
more.
yeah,
Looking for more. I'm looking to really get that sweet spot. But I don't know. Maybe when I see more of the commander cards, more of the set, I'm going to be more and more happy. I'm not disliking what I've seen, but I'm definitely missing that like
wanting more.
spice,
Yeah, yeah,
wanting more. I want to see
yeah.
that. Give me some craziness. So. But then after that, we also really, they've been kind of everything else like this year in Magic, everything else going on. Really, this is the year of Final Fantasy. I feel like this is
Yeah.
Final Fantasy year. I don't think anything else matters. Um, if you guys haven't heard, pre-selling on these like collectors boosters and stuff are selling out like instantly. Like I'm hearing the MSRP on the collectors boosters are like double or like time and a half what the other ones are. Chaos is ensuing. Bots are buying out. things before you can buy on a website. This is where Final Fantasy is going already, and that's in the summer.
Yeah, that's.
So
I think it's what, June.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's June or July. Yeah,
So
something
we
like
got
that. And
Dragonstorm is the next set. That's April, and then Final
mhm.
Fantasy is June. And yeah, it's so they did the Final Fantasy panel last week and revealed some stuff. I've played like I think Final Fantasy 1 and 4 like on NES and PlayStation or something. So I don't know. I don't know Final Fantasy. I'm not a big Final Fantasy fan. I know you are, Nick. But some of the stuff they're doing with this set looks pretty cool. Like they're going back to the Commander Masters cards where it's just them on a blank background, but it has like the number in Roman numerals behind them of what game they came from.
Really?
Yeah, and every card in the set, no matter what it's in, down at the bottom where they have all the card information, it has what set they're from as or what game they're from as
Oh, that's
well.
cool.
Yeah,
That's
so
awesome.
yeah, so if you look at the bottom left hand corner of the cards, it'll tell you what game they're from.
All
So
right. Yeah. No,
yeah.
I see what you're saying now. Oh my gosh, this set's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, so
Oh man.
the only thing I've seen so far that I thought was really cool was a cactus, just because I love the art on it. It looks pretty cool, and of course, the 10,000 damage is nuts.
So
It's going to
I'm
be one of
torn
those.
on that card.
It's going to be one of those meme cards for sure. But as an outsider looking in, I think it's pretty funny and cool looking. So
Is this a meme card? I think this is like going to be an evergreen commander deck for eternity.
you think so?
This card is crazy.
It doesn't have trample. Like I mean, I don't know.
Well, so back in the day, trample was hard to get, but now there's like everyone's running Garrick's Uprising, and there's
Yeah,
tons of just free trample running around. You're just gonna slap a lightning greaves on this and just murder somebody out of
yeah,
nowhere.
yeah, maybe.
That's infinite damage. I
You've
don't.
got the card from Aether Drift that gives all your creatures trample that aren't attacking you, right? Or it gives all
Yeah,
creatures trample that aren't attacking you. I think is what it is. So
yeah.
yeah,
You're just
and
people are gonna be
you can
dying.
just dump it out on the battlefield with her Greaves
Yep,
swing. Yeah.
you're dead. This card is gonna be a thorn in a lot of people's sides. I mean, this is basically the green phage, but like no
No
drawback,
drawback. Yeah. Yeah.
and
I
it's in
mean,
green, so
yeah.
I
You
don't know.
don't
I'm
you literally don't lose anything by casting it, right?
yeah.
So.
It currently is pre-selling for $80 or something. This is one
Wow.
of those cards that I really, it is funny, but I'm like, this is just a random thing from a video game, and it's like Blightsteel Colossus level of like threat. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe I'm overhyping it. I think if this card said like when it's blocked, it got plus whatever, I'd be like the Space Force. Nope, this card's just like plus infinite. I don't know. I
Yeah.
expect to die to this card a lot in Casual Commander. Hands down, you're dead. Oh, let me set. And everyone's like, fling it. I don't know. It's a wild card.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like Jared or Gerard. I think that does power. Just like sack it. Everyone loses 1,000, but 10,000 life.
So
I don't know.
if you path it while it's attacking, don't you gain just like 10,000 life?
Oh, Swords to Plowshares, you mean?
Or
Yeah,
Swords
yeah.
of Plowshares, yeah.
Yep. Well, you got to respond to the trigger, right? You can just like, in one. I mean, it's a fair way to die, just getting attacked by a dude, but that dude is going to do it. I mean, if I wanted to kill somebody with cactus, I would kill you with cactus.
Yeah,
That's
it'll be funny.
anyway.
I think it's a mean card, but it'll be funny to see it, in
I
play.
think
So
this is the most powerful, in my opinion, from a commander standpoint. I think this is the most powerful card or most impact that's going to have on gameplay is that thing, is that cactus. Calling it right now. That cactus. I'm going to see it for the rest of the time I play commander. I swear. We play a game. You got the cactus. Yep, mono green. They're on the cactus. You better. So now we're going to have tech that just specifically like kills a thing and deals them damage equal to its power. And it's like
oh
take that.
yeah.
So.
Deflecting
Oh
swat,
my gosh.
or what's the deflecting palm card? I think
Yeah,
the red
deflect.
white one.
That's a deflecting
Yeah,
palm.
yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna need something like that for this cactus, or it's gonna get you. Oh, but yeah. Oh man, just give it lifelink. If they block,
Oh
just like I
geez.
gain in 10,000.
Yeah.
But anyway, that is the most spicy card I've seen. Also, they have promo or what are they? Special guest cards that are like insanely unique.
Yeah.
Um,
So they're doing the special guests for Final Fantasy. They're basically taking existing Magic cards and putting them in the Final Fantasy like not universe necessarily, but the art style. There's a woodblock art style. They're doing a lot of these Magic cards, like
yeah, it looks
actual
like a
Magic
lot of them are
cards.
like, aren't they just like existing art pieces from Final Fantasy games that they're doing?
I'm not
Like
sure.
Ancient Copper Dragon.
Yeah, there's the
I know that the Yuffie Kisaragi Yuriko is just an old art from Final Fantasy. I've seen that
oh
one for
okay
years.
okay
I don't know about the Dragon of Mount. Gulge. That one I'm less sure about. It looks like it could be a new art, but
So yeah,
that's beyond me.
it's funny they're doing these like
Maybe
reverse
it's
universes beyond. They're bringing the magic cards, like actual magic cards, into Final Fantasy. So as special guests.
yeah. It's I think it's cool. I did more expect to see something like Ancient Copper Dragon as a cons secret guest, but
Yeah.
whatever. Um, yeah. Were there any cards you saw that really looked exciting? They spoiled the commanders for most of the decks.
Yeah.
Anything piquing your interest?
I mean, like I said, the only card that I really like latched onto was the cactus. But
The cactus. I'm telling you, it's all the cactus is there. You are going to see the cactus. If you're playing Commander, you are getting cactus. This card's in standard. You're going to see it. I don't know about standard, but
oh yeah,
there'll be people trying to kill you with the
I'll
cactus in
put four
standard.
copies in my deck. I don't care.
You're going to play that Ovia, the trample
Yeah,
lady in
yeah,
standard.
yeah.
Just be like, in a turn, cactus,
Uh
attack you as trample you dead.
huh.
Derp
Yeah.
derp. Oh, that reminds me. This is a little bit of an aside, but way back in the day, back when they used to do Star City Legacy opens all the time,
hmm
there was a deck that was really powerful. It was like a lands deck, and it played like that. It was like land bond and all this stuff, and eventually killed you with like Mishra's Factories and dumb stuff. And it was a really expensive deck at the time. And this guy, he was a hardcore player. His cards were all upside down. That was like kind of the like, very serious. He plays against I'm watching him play against a child, like a literal like 7-year-old, and the kid's like, he's like Mishra's Factory, go. Kid's like, land, bird, your go. Guy's like, land, Mishra's Factory, attack you for 2. He's got the serious Magic player. I'm a
Uh-huh.
professional. Back in the day, extra hardcore nerd.
Try hard.
And the
Yeah.
guy's like, yeah, try hard. Then the kid's like, land, flag bearer, which says like, it's like spell skite, if you guys know that card, or whenever something targets something, it has to target it.
Uh huh.
Then the guy's like, okay, whatever, land, his land's like dual land, attack you for 2, pump with my other Mishra's Factory, hit you for 3, or, writes it down on his pen paper. Kid goes, untap, Elvish Piper. And the guy's like, what's that do? And it's basically that Ovia card, just pay green, tap it, put a creature into play. I'm sure but maybe for
Yep.
the listeners. And then the guy goes again, he's like, land, 2 Mishra's Factories, attack you for 4. Then the kid like looks elated. The kid is like, oh my god. Kid immediately draws his card, he's like, before he does anything, tap Birds of Paradise, tap Elspeth, and we're cool. And you just see the other guy going like, oh my god. And that deck has nothing for it. So he's just like, and the kid's like, attack you? And he's just like, next game, furiously sideboarding. I'm like, you're going to get wrecked by a 7-year-old. It's because you're just not ready for this. So anyway, just that brought back fond memories of event I was at. That was when I played 2-land Belcher that somebody just handed me because I was there for the day. And I promise you, every time I went turn 1 Belcher, I hit that second land, like within the first 4 cards. It's like, haha, they didn't have the Force of Will. Haha, you still live and I lose. Anyway, I'm pretty hype on some of these commanders. Actually, I'm happy. They all look really fun. They're actually all pretty subtly powerful. And I don't know many of the characters, but I did expect to see Cloud. He's a very popular character.
I love how
knows.
his name is Cloud X Soldier, but his creature type is like mercenary soldier.
Yeah, ex-soldier, but is a soldier. He's unemployed, all right, but he's a soldier at
Looking
heart.
for work, soldier.
Yeah. Yeah, Cloud is he's a little straightforward, and I think people are a little surprised by that. I mean, but I think that is his thing. He's like, I will big sword, I attack you. Like, he actually gives you treasures, so you can do some fun stuff, and he tells you to go wide. I think he's a fun card for the colors he's in. Titus is actually, I think, pretty cool. He's, I think, from Final Fantasy X or something. I think he's on there. He's the one who's like, he has a girl, he's like their lovers or whatever. I think it's Yuna. Yeah, Titus and Yuna are like together or something. It's like a thing. His card's really cool. It's really like a good counters commander. We've been getting bangers for Bant colors for commanders for like the last whole year. We're just like another good option. We've been starved. I feel like we've been starved in this color combination forever. Now it's like another one. So I love that.
It used to be who was it?
Rafika the Many.
Rafik, yeah. Rafik was like the Bant commander for however many years, and then...
Yeah, you'd see like a Robinia or something weird occasionally, but they just all sucked. Yeah. Terra, I don't know the game she's from. I assume, but she actually just looks like a different version of Alesha. It's like I swear they just were like, this was an Alesha card, and we were just like, it's this Final Fantasy character now because it mills.
Well,
it like brings back small creatures.
Speaking of that, we did get a Alesha card in Dragonstorm. It's not a creature card, but it's like I don't know.
The Smile at Death.
Yeah, the Smile at Death. Yeah.
Yeah, it brings back small creatures. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like this Terra was at one point some version of a design of an Alesha, and they're like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll
this works better over
slot
here.
it over in Final Fantasy. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And then Yashodel, Knights Blessed is Cat Warlock. Apparently the cat people characters are, or what I've been told, they're only in Final Fantasy 14, the online game. So we
Mhm.
finally have a cat girl in Magic the Gathering officially. That's not a Leonin. So I actually think this card is pretty cool. It's a Esper color card with Vigilance 2/4. At the beginning of each end step, if player lost 4 or more life this turn, you draw a card. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell with mana value 3 or greater, Yashodel deals 2 damage to each opponent. You gain 2 life. So it's kind of like a spell slinger, um, damage-based Esper commander, which is
Mhm.
actually kind of nice. It's like much more offensive.
Yeah,
Really cool card. But yeah, that's I've seen lots of people getting excited for this set.
yeah. Mark
Lots of
Rosewater said
flavorful
this is going to
cards.
be the biggest selling set of 2025, and like already, I mean, I believe him. I believed him when he said it before all this nonsense started happening. So, everything's sold out. So pretty much everywhere. It's this product sold out already, and the price is stupid.
Yeah,
Um,
there's word. I don't know if it's been confirmed, but the MSRP on at least just the collector's booster product is
it's
like
400 something, like
is
450, I think.
400 plus, which
Yeah,
I think MSRP was 300, and like most boxes were getting pre-order sell for somewhere between 2 and 250 for collector's boosters. So
yeah. I
I wouldn't expect
pre-ordered.
that trend to go anywhere.
I pre-ordered a collector booster of Aether Drift. It was $190.
Right.
So,
So now we're kind of going to feel the ramifications of what it means to be a standard expansion
yeah,
and be
and
something as crazy as Lord of the Rings.
yeah, and
So
it's like master set prices.
yeah.
Yeah,
So I'm kind of excited as to what that means for draft boosters for this set, assuming we're still getting those. Because if those are the only ways to get the cards, otherwise,
you mean you talk about play boosters?
or play boosters, yeah,
Yeah,
sorry,
so
play boosters. I'm
yeah,
behind.
yeah, boxes of those are $200.
200 for a play booster.
Yeah,
And I
so
think that's
almost
high for
double
those
the
at this point.
price. Yeah, it
Yeah.
was. I promoted Aether Drift for 109, I think.
109. Yeah.
So
So
yeah,
yeah. So this is actually what I would say is a negative ramification here.
yeah, they're just
You know,
passing on the license fee to the consumer,
yep.
because they know they're going to sell the product. So
Yeah, but
yeah,
I mean, this is the consequence of Universe Beyond and Standard. I mean, now that impacts everybody. That's not, no one's getting a free B. Like if you're a Standard player when we were doing Lord of the Rings, you can just be
mhm,
like, I don't care.
yeah, yeah,
Now you're whatever. If there's a One Ring style card in this set, that's affecting. You're getting your Jason the Mind Sculptor in Standard again. Like we're going
yeah,
back to that type of thing, and that's not necessarily going to
yeah.
be a regular. This seems
Well,
like a thing that's going to happen every year.
like you said, that
So,
the cactus card's $80. I don't see that
well,
staying there, but
not that card, but
yeah, there's definitely going to be a card that
maybe
I
I'm
think it
wrong.
will. Yeah,
I mean,
so
we've seen the goofy cloud, like the not for standard ones, but I have to assume a bunch of the cards will get like standard playable versions. Like so we saw a 6 mana Sephiroth. Does that mean other Sephiroth is going to be a blue black 2-drop that does something relevant? Is a
yeah,
mythic rare? If it is,
yeah.
that
So
$80 card.
they did say that all the characters from the commander sets will have regular set versions.
Yeah.
They won't be the same. So
Right. So I'm just saying we're talking standard playable, flavorful, basically pure value craziness. So maybe the thing is, if you can't get collector's boosters, get your play boosters and be happy because
but
unless they print this into the ground, it's going to be wild.
this will probably be one of the sets that I just buy singles for, which I never do. So
Well, I mean, if with the print runs they've been doing for the last sets, we might be at a supply demand like craziness moment because
yeah.
if they didn't go nuts printing this, we're going to see some crazy numbers. I
Well,
feel like
yeah.
we're going
I
to
mean,
go to crazy number time.
you look back to Fallout from last year; those collector boxes are $800 now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but and from what we just said about the play boosters value, that's pretty telling. That's pretty damning information that this set is going to be hotter than hot, and we're not even there yet. We're not even there yet.
yeah, we're four
I
months
guess I should
away.
go online and see if I can even pre-order any of the play boosters. Maybe that was the mistake, is not getting in line for those. Um, but
Yeah.
yeah, the
So
set looks cool. There's some funny cards like the Tonberry is really funny. That
yeah,
card that character was in Final Fantasy Advanced Tactics as a little guy, and if it like hit you, like would do like tons of damage. So to see like a little dude who's like slow to untap,
yeah,
and like kill you and have like that, it's just a little goofy. It's good flavor. I like the good flavor on that card. And all these cards just have like good shots of like being powerful. Like there's definitely some light power cards like Garland Knight of Cordelia is just like a cool card, but isn't like too crazy. Just a role playing uncommon. But some of these other cards, they all have like a lot of playability, a lot of flexibility. So, I mean, even the Chocobo card is like pretty playable, and it's just like a
Yeah,
little Chocobo chick. So,
yeah,
there's a lot of love and effort put into a lot of these cards. So, I think we're at a perfect convergence of everything for this set. I
yeah.
can't say more than
I
enough
was
about it.
confused why they did a preview for this before they did it for Dragonstorm. I thought Final Fantasy came out before Dragonstorm. I guess they were just
Yeah,
saving all the Dragonstorm stuff for MagicCon, but I'm not sure
you
why
were
they.
not the only one who thought that, by the way. You're not
I
the.
know.
I've
Yeah, I
multiple people are
know.
like, I thought Final Fantasy was next. It's no.
Yeah,
They're just putting this. This is their big deal. This is the big deal Magic for 2025. It is Final Fantasy. Everything else take a back seat, and that's kind of why I'm here. Like sad because I feel like Tarkir's getting the thing, and then on top of it, at the preview panel, they talked about everything else for the year, and it's like, no, it's Final Fantasy. Just forget everything else.
yeah.
That's the vibe I'm getting.
I gotta be honest with you,
Um,
man. I'm excited about this Edge of Eternity set. It looks pretty. It looks pretty
yeah,
cool. Yeah,
it's spacey. It has cool art. It's a
yeah.
cool style.
I thought it was gonna
Uh,
be the. I thought it was gonna be the robots from Aether Drift, but apparently it doesn't look like it. So, I mean,
no,
they may
it
make an
doesn't.
appearance, but it looks like it's its whole. It's a whole thing. The Edge of Eternities. It's like set on multiple worlds, and there's like this giant black hole where people inhabit the like part around the black hole and stuff. They preview the lands. The lands look sick. They look reminiscent of the Infinity lands, the space lands. So yeah, I'm pumped about that set. Pumped about Dragonstorm. I want to be pumped about Final Fantasy, but like I said, I played like 1 and 4 and years ago, so it's not really my
Yeah.
thing. But give me more cactuses, I guess. So.
More cactus.
Yeah.
I mean, you're gonna get it. It's cactus year.
So
But yeah,
yeah, the last thing I think we want to talk about just real quick is Avatar, right? Avatar's the
yeah.
coming the Universes Beyond set that they didn't talk about. They talked about last year was replacing Lorwyn. Yeah, Avatar is going to be the last Universes Beyond set. Is it? I think it's the last set of the year, November. So we haven't
So
got
what
any
happened to Spider-Man? I thought Spider-Man was supposed to be the last set. So Avatar is
No,
actually the last of the year,
yeah, I think Spider Man
or
comes.
it's in between.
Yeah, Spider Man comes after Final Fantasy before Avatar.
Oh, okay. All
Yeah,
right. So they didn't
so
preview anything for that.
it'll be like August probably August, late August probably for Spider Man, and then
So
we've
when does
got.
the space set come out?
Oh shoot, I don't know, man.
So now I'm confused because I thought that
Yeah.
Avatar was gonna be like a what am I trying to say? I thought Avatar was going to be like a secret lair thing, but now it's an expansion
Oh
at the end of the year. But I know
yeah,
Spider-Man was originally what was slated there. Are they just
it
moving stuff
is.
around willy-nilly?
No, it's for sure Final Fantasy, then Edge of Eternity, then Spider Man, then Avatar.
Oh, then
So
Avatar. Okay, so
yeah,
Avatar is the surprise of the year.
yeah, it's November is when Avatar
Okay.
comes out for sure. So they just that's all they've talked about at the that's all they spoiled at MagicCon so far is just the that it is Avatar for sure and the date November something for Avatar. So it was
Wow,
funny.
what a
There
year.
was a booth at MagicCon that had a bunch of Avatar stuff. And it wasn't until after Avatar was spoiled they just immediately like sold out of all their Avatar
Oh,
stuff. So yeah, it was kind
wow,
of funny.
that's so crazy. I mean, Avatar's cool. I love it. I watched the anime series. I watched Legend of Korra. It has tons of cool little like weird fusion monsters. You know anything about it, Josh?
I don't.
Okay, so I've seen both shows.
I mean, I know there's what Aang is like the main character,
Yeah.
and he controls. Is it controls one element, or does he control all the elements? He's the
So
airbender,
there's
so he controls
yeah.
air. Okay.
So there's four elements in the world. Fire, earth, water, and
Air.
air. Yeah, air. Fire, air, earth, water. Anyway,
Yeah.
those are the four elements. Um, there's like the fire element people kill all the wind element people except for him. He happens to be the avatar. The avatar is like it's like a play on the Panchen Lama and the what's the other one? The Dalai Lama and the Panchen Lama thing that happens over in China. I might be misquoting exactly. That's kind of the inspiration of it. They've said it, or I've seen things on it. But he basically, when you're the avatar, you're the one. There are people who can't do elemental powers, and then there's four tribes of people who can do elemental powers. And he's the one guy who's supposed to be able, or the one character who's supposed to be able to use all the elements, and he's supposed to balance the world.
Okay.
When they go and kill all the air people, he escapes, but he gets frozen underwater. He wakes up like 100 years later or something, and then they're like, "Oh no, everything's messed up.
Oh.
He has to fix
Okay.
it." And then
So he's the
that's kind of
last
the
of
story.
the airbenders. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Yeah, they got
Interesting.
genocided to death except for
Okay.
him. And then in the
Huh.
second series, like they have some kids, so there's more of them, and then there's a new Avatar after he dies and stuff.
Yeah. I'm curious how that's
It's
going to
pretty
work
cool.
with the four elements and the five colors of magic. How they're going to, you know,
Yeah.
make that work. So it'd be interesting. But
Well,
that's
so
all
we
we
got
know
blues,
is
water, red. I think they all make sense. I think black technically just has to be like a ride along color for the whole thing.
yeah, yeah. I'm not sure.
Omnath, there's just going to be an alternate Omnath, and it's just Aang. It's going to be like the landfall one.
yeah.
No, it's cool. They also have like lots of cool beasts. Like there's a theme in this. There's like polar bear dogs, and there's like a guy bison's like a bison beaver flying thing. There's just all sorts of cool animals and stuff. It's a cool world. I don't know exactly how it's going to lay over to Magic, but
Yeah. Well,
I don't know.
I guess we'll
We'll
find out in
see.
November, huh?
That's right.
We didn't
That's
get
right. We're gonna find
any
out.
no Spider-Man spoilers yet, so
No Spider-Man.
ki-
I'm surprised that's
yeah,
getting backed up. But
yeah. But all right, well, cool. So I think
yep,
that's it for today, right? You got anything else?
yep. That's all I got.
Okay.
That's it.
Well, I had an awesome time at MagicCon. Thank you, everyone that stood in line to play the Set Symbol Challenge. I appreciate every one of you. Thank you, everyone that signed lands for the binders. Thank you for Wizards for having me there in the first place and giving me the space and the prizes to give out. I really appreciate that. Looking forward to doing it again in Vegas if they'll let me. Working on some tweaking, some things about the game and taking it to the next level. And I especially want to shout out Rusty Gates Media for helping me out all the weekends, being such a good friend. So yeah, that's all I got. So I guess don't forget to like, shower, and subscribe. And me and Nick will see you next time.
See you later.